My name is Peter Blackwell Smith, and although I now live in Cornwall, I grew up here in this village and live with my parents in what we call the Old Rectory and then the New Rectory. So I still consider myself a bit of a local boy. Now, although I have many favourite verses in the Bible, the one I have chosen today from the second book of Kings, chapter 2, verse 9, is part of the story of the prophet Elijah and his successor Elisha. When Elijah had finished his ministry and was about to ascend to heaven, he asked Elisha what gift he could give him. And Elisha replied, "May I receive a double portion of your spirit." The reason I have chosen this verse is that it reminds me of my parents, and since I am ordained myself, it reminds me especially of my father, who was a minister in the Church of Ireland for over 50 years, 28 of those years being spent in this parish of Donaghmore, including 8 in the parish of Donaghmore Upper. Now, although life, including clerical life, is obviously very different today, the principles by which my father lived his life and carried out his ministerial duties are much the same. First, he was a loving and inspiring father and a devoted husband to my mother. Every Sunday, he took the services with reverence and dignity, and his sermons weren't bad either. Above all, he loved and cared for the parishioners and visited the households in the parish regularly and often, encouraging family members in Christian living and church attendance. His concern for young people led him to found and maintain the first Castle Caulfield Company of the Boys' Brigade. He got to know people very well and was at his best at baptisms, weddings and funerals. On one occasion, taking the baby's mother with him, he travelled all the way to Magherafelt to baptise her son, who was very poorly with pneumonia and not expected to live. I'm glad to say that I met that very same baby, now a few years older of course, when I was here in September last year. Now you may well think that this verse is a strange choice for someone approaching the age of 80. But because I thought and still do think of my parents every day, these words have been with me as a prayer, as an inspiration for all my adult life. May I receive a double portion of your spirit. Amen.